Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel for this week's safety recap. Before we get started, make sure that you give me a thumbs up down below here to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you'll find additional videos of this nature, toolbox safety topic videos, and leadership training videos. Well, let's go ahead and get started with the recap. First, thanks to all those who welcomed me onto their job sites this past week. We remain extremely busy. Some of us feel stretched thin. When we're running lean, it can be tempted to take shortcut in procedures in safety or production. Avoid temptations to use shortcuts. They may get you through once or twice, but my experience tells me that shortcuts eventually carry a high price in either injury or property damage. Overall, I was impressed with performance and safety in production. Thank you for your excellent work and for the safe manner in which it is performed. Now, there were a few items of safety concern, and I will cover them after a few words about building successful teams. I recently read an article in Forbes by Glenn Llopis entitled 6 Ways Successful Teams Are Built to Last, and would like to share it with you. It takes great leadership to build great teams. Leaders who are not afraid to course correct, make the difficult decisions, and establish standards of performance that are constantly being met and improving at all times. Whether it's in the workplace, professional sports, or your local community, team building requires a keen understanding of people, their strength, and what gets them excited to work with others. Team building requires the management of egos and their constant demand for attention and recognition, not always warranted. Team building is both an art and a science, and the leader who consistently builds high-performance teams is worth their weight in gold. History has shown us that it takes a special kind of leader with unique competencies and skills to successfully build great companies and teams. In the sports world, the late John Wooden set the standard for great coaches, leading UCLA to 10 NCAA National Basketball Championships in a 12-year period, 7 of them in a row. His success was so iconic, Wooden created his own pyramid for success to help others excel through his proven wisdom. In the business world, we can look to Jack Welch, who was the chairman and CEO of General Electric between 1981 and 2001. According to Wikipedia, the company's value rose 4,000% during his tenure. In 2006, Welch's net worth was estimated at $720 million, and in 2009 he launched the Jack Welch Management Institute at Strayer University. Building companies requires know-how to build long-lasting teams. This is why most managers never become leaders and why most leaders never reach the highest pinnacle of leadership success. It requires the ability to master the art of people and knowing how to maneuver hundreds, if not thousands of people at the right place and at the right time. It means knowing how each person thinks and how to best utilize their competencies rightly at all times. It's playing a continuous chess match, knowing that every wrong move that is made can cost the company hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Just ask BP and Enron. As you evaluate the sustainability of the teams you lead and its real impact on the organization you serve, here are 6 ways successful teams are built to last. Be aware of how you work. As the leader of a team, you must be extremely aware of your leadership style and techniques. Are they as effective as you think? How well are they accepted by the team you are attempting to lead? Evaluate yourself and be critical about where you can improve, especially in areas that will benefit those whom you are leading. Though you may be in charge, how you work may not be appreciated by those who work for you. You may have good intentions, but make sure you hold yourself accountable to course correct and modify your approach if necessary to assure that you're leading from a position of strength and respectability. Number 2, get to know the rest of the team. Much like you need to hold yourself accountable for your actions to assure you maximize performance and results, you must make the time to get to know your team and encourage camaraderie. Know the importance of caring, understanding the needs of your team, and embracing differences and helping your colleagues experience their significance. In this case, gathering intelligence means learning what defines the strengths and capabilities of your team, the real assets that each member brings to the table, those they leave behind, and yet those yet to be developed. All great leaders know exactly what buttons to push and when to push them. They are experts at activating the talent that surrounds them. They are equally effective at matching unique areas of subject matter expertise and/or competencies to solve problems and seek new solutions. Fully knowing your team means that you have invested the time to understand how they are wired to think and what is required to motivate them to excel beyond what is expected from them. Number 3, clearly define roles and responsibilities. When you successfully complete step 2, you can then more effectively and clearly define the roles and responsibility of those on your team. Now, don't assume that this is an easy step. In fact, you'll often find that people's ideal role lie outside their job descriptions. Each of your team members' responsibilities must be interconnected and dependent upon one another. This is not unlike team sports, where some players are known as system players, meaning that although they may not be the most talented person on the team, they know how to work best within the system. This is why you must have a keen eye for talent that can evaluate people not only on their ability to play a particular role, but even more so on whether they fit the workplace culture or the system and will be a team player. For example, I once inherited an employee who wasn't very good at his specific job. Instead of firing him, I took the time to get to know him and utilized his natural talents as a strategic facilitator who could keep all the moving parts within the department in proper alignment and in lockstep communication. This person helped our team operate more efficiently and save the company money by avoiding the bad decisions they previously made because of miscommunications. He was eventually promoted into a special projects manager role. Number 4, be proactive with feedback. Feedback is the key to assuring any team is staying on track, but more importantly, that it is improving each day. Feedback should be proactive and constant. Many leaders are prone to wait until a problem occurs before they give feedback. Feedback is simply the art of great communication. It should be something that is part of one's natural dialogue. Feedback can be both formal and informal. In fact, if it becomes too structured and stiff, it becomes difficult for the feedback to be authentic and impactful. Remember that every team is different with its own unique nuances and dynamics. Treat them as such. No cookie-cutter approach is allowed. Allow proactive feedback to serve as your team's greatest enabler for continuous improvement. Take the time to remind someone of how and what they can be doing better. Learn from them. Don't complicate the process of constructive feedback. Feedback is a two-way communication. Number 5, acknowledge and reward. With proactive feedback comes acknowledgement and reward. People love recognition, but are most appreciative of respect. Take the time to give your teammates the proper accolades they have earned and deserve. I've seen too many leaders take performance for granted because they don't believe that one should be rewarded for doing their job. At a time when people want to feel as if they are making a difference, be a thoughtful leader and reassure your team that you are paying attention to their efforts. Being genuine in your recognition and respect goes a long way towards building loyalty and trust. It organically ignites extra effort. When people are acknowledged, their work brings them greater satisfaction and becomes more purposeful. Number 6, always celebrate success. At a time when uncertainty is being dealt with each day, you must take the time to celebrate success. Now, this goes beyond acknowledgement. This is about taking a step back and reflecting on what you have accomplished and what you have learned throughout the journey. In today's fast-paced, rapidly changing world of work, people are not taking enough time to understand why they were successful and how their success reverberated and positively impacted those around them. I have seen leaders fall into the trap of self-aggrandizement because of what their teams accomplished, rather than celebrating the success stories that in many cases required tremendous effort, sacrifice, and perseverance. Celebration is a short-lived activity. Don't ignore it. Take the time to live in the moment and remember what allowed you to cross the finish line. Leaders are only as successful as their teams, and the great ones know that with the right team, dynamics, decisions, and diverse responsibility, everyone wins in the end. All right, boys and girls, on with the recap. Let's talk about leading edges. Workers must be protected from falls when working at or near leading edges. Fall protection at leading edges can be warning lines, guardrail systems, netting, or personal fall arrest systems. Ensure that team members recognize leading edge hazards and how to protect themselves and others while working near or at leading edges. Let's talk about warning lines. Ensure that our teams know and understand the proper use of warning lines. Red or yellow tape. What kind of hazard exists? Fall, dropped object, or struck by? Know and understand the hazard and how to properly warn others of the hazard. Let's talk about hand protection. Ensure that team members recognize and understand how to protect their hands. What cut levels should be required for the task being performed, etc. More importantly, ensure that hand protection is used in the performance of all tasks. All right, boys and girls, that's it for this week's safety recap. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for watching. Make sure that you give me a thumbs up down below here to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you will find additional videos of this nature, toolbox safety topic videos, and leadership training videos. And if you found this information useful or helpful, make sure that you share it with your colleagues and coworkers. And until we see each other again, take care of yourself because you're number one. Look out for your coworkers and help ensure their safety. Have a grateful day, and remember, I will see you in the field. All right, well, I stumbled through that a little bit. Listen, the thing about building a great team It's tough. It takes a lot of work, and then you have to maintain it. But as tough as it is, it's just as rewarding. It's a real excitement to see a group of people working together in harmony to accomplish a task, a project, whatever it is, to get to that finish line, all pulling together as a team. Remember, there is no I in team. If you have a successful moment and you have a successful project completion, and you receive the praise, don't do that. You don't deserve the praise. Those guys who helped you make that happen, it's all about them. And another thing is, if it goes bad, you take responsibility. Don't blame others. Don't blame your team. It's on you. And when you take the fall and you take responsibility and you're accountable, then you can enforce that with your team. Hold them accountable, hold them responsible for their actions and the things that they do, and get their input, the feedback, the constructive feedback. People want to hear that. They want to feel what they're doing right, and then they need to know what they're doing wrong. Anyway, thanks to Forbes magazine and the author that I mentioned. If you watch before we go any further, if you have you can use these videos. You can use these videos as a toolbox safety topic for your teams on site. Just make sure that you have a sign-in sheet. You reference the video. It could be mine or it can be anybody else's. If you need to find something that's applicable to your job site, show the video, reference it on the piece of paper, date it, have all your team members sign it. That becomes a document that you can present to OSHA in case you have an incident where you need to show that you do the required continuing hazard recognition training and hazard mitigation training. If you have a specific question that you're having issues with, feel free to leave me something down in the comments, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. And if you'd like to see a specific video for a specific industry or a specific trade in the construction, leave that down, a comment down below too, and I'll see that I can't make that happen for you. Anyway, if you watch to the very end, I'll leave some more of those little Easter eggs I've been leaving. And if you like them, let me know. And if you don't, you can let me know that as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a grateful day. And I'll see you in the field. Stop recording.